We live in absolutely unprecedented times. We have never had so many people on the move. At the moment there are an estimated 60 million people who are displaced, and that may be due to conflict, it may be natural disasters or even climate change, which has just made their lives unsustainable. So people are moving both out from their country but also from within their country, looking for safety and security. We're in unprecedented times in Europe as well. We've got more people coming into Europe. The refugee flows are much greater than they've been since the end of the Second World War. But around the world, I mean, this has not stopped. We have millions displaced in different parts of the Anglican Communion, and see the Church on the front line responding to this in the most remarkable ways. Most recently, I've been in South Sudan and seeing the work that's happening with the Church there. Before any of the international aid agencies came, they were there responding immediately.
The first phase was about relief food, and the second one was about how we can rehabilitate the internal displaced, because we are dealing with 1.5 million who are displaced within the outskirts of Juba, and 500,000 who fled to actual neighboring countries. In a situation of war, normally people who are most vulnerable and affected are women and children. I was able to put together 3 proposals to actually rehabilitate the IDPs. I listened to the stories of the women who benefited from these 3 proposals. They say, Harriet, we lost our dignity because we were abused. We didn't have basic needs. We even lost what a human being was. But with the coming of the Anglican Alliance, funding us and other agencies, we are able now to feel as human beings. We tilled the land, and the vegetable, the produce, we are able to sell, and we are able to send our children to school, because most of the women were widows. They are taking care of a lot of orphans. They lost their daughters and sons, and their elderly women who were disparate, who were helpless, but with the help of Anglican Alliance, they had their hope.
This is the work of the Anglican Alliance, is to understand the local situation, what the local church is looking to do to support displaced peoples, whether they're refugees coming from another country or whether displaced in their own. And for the Anglican Alliance, we would both lift up the prayer that they want from around the communion to support that ministry, but also to gather together the partners, whether companion-linked churches or some of the relief and mission and development agencies of the Anglican Communion, so that together we can coordinate our support through to the church on the ground as they seek to respond to human need. Well, Burundi is another very powerful example where we've got civil unrest, which has created great fear. So we have tens of thousands who fled into Rwanda, into DR Congo, into Tanzania, and they're being housed in refugee camps, but very often the church is playing a key role in responding to them, visiting the camps to support the refugees.
We need to support, to assist those people in need, and they are a big number. And we see that today the world is focusing their attention to Europe and to America, but they are forgetting our region, Great Lake region. Really, we are in need. We need support. We need prayers. We need to be together so that we may stabilize that region. As members of the church, we as Christians, we have to express our compassion and the love to the people in need.
Because of the effect of climate change and because of sea rise, as some of our islands are starting to disappear, for the last few years, a lot of movements have been taking place from those islands that are affected to the main islands. It also contributes to social problems, frailty to families and communities. The church is making programs of awareness, food security, disaster risk management, and of course, resettlement.
The diocese in Europe is also facing this great flow of refugees coming through, and that begins even on the Greek islands. And again, it's been inspirational to see what the chaplaincy in Athens has been doing to respond to this. Always working ecumenically, they're reaching out to the Orthodox Church there and to other church partners in Greece to give a coordinated response. One of the very long-standing examples that we have of a refugee response is actually from the Episcopal Convocation in Europe, and this is the Joel Nafuma Centre, which is in Rome, actually based in the crypt of one of the churches in Rome. And there they provide each day a kind of welcome to refugees. They give them breakfast, if they need clothing, or just need guidance on how to negotiate and navigate the immigration system. They are there for them. So it's very much the local church think, what is it that we specially have to offer? And that would be the case if I'm looking at a church in Europe, or as much as a church in South Sudan or Burundi. What is it that we can do to live out our discipleship, to care for those whom God has a special concern?